I finally got to make my how-to video about brewing Caimito tea. For those of you who don't know, Caimito is a tropical fruit that's also known as star apple, for a very good reason. I have 2 trees here that I harvest from. Both of them I raised from seed. And I also have some Madeira Negra trees in there in the mix. And I'm trying to train the branches to grow horizontally so I can raise chayote. See, I've got 1 fruit on the plant. But anyway, we're going to take from this Caimito tree today, we're going to take anywhere between 10 to 12 leaves. Now, we like the mature leaves, although sometimes I get some of the smaller, brighter, greener leaves in there just because. We pick from random branches and try not to get all the leaves from the same place. The leaves do regrow, they regenerate, and they regenerate quickly. The white stuff that you see is latex. It's a substance produced by this tree, by the leaves and the fruit, and that's where all the goodness is. That's where the goodie, the nutrition and the medicinal benefits and all the goodness is in that latex. I always wash the leaves. I wash them really well with soap, with dish soap. And the reason I do that is not because I spray chemicals or anything on the leaves, but because not only are there bugs, but there are birds that poop and pee, and we run an animal rescue, and some of the dogs, some of the male dogs, even though they're sterilized, they still hike their legs, and I'm just not taking any chances. So we wash them good, front and back. And if you'll notice, the leaves are very glossy. They feel, on the front, they feel just almost slick. And on the back, they're a little more textured, and you see this beautiful golden color. This is why in some cultures they're called golden leaf trees. When the wind blows and those leaves, flutter and flip over to the gold side, it's very pretty. I don't rip these leaves up into tiny little pieces, but what I do take out is the middle stem. This is edible and medicinal, and it is used in some applications, but it leaves the taste a little more bitter. So I take these little middle parts of the leaves, anything like bark or anything that's hard, I just take it out of them unless the leaf is so small and tender that you can't. But I take all of them and just take that piece out. And I go through all of them and do all of them that way. There's probably no best way to boil these leaves. I just use a rice cooker because it's easy and convenient and comes to a really fast, hard boil, and it has its own lid. Just checking back in before it boils. But do you see the white stuff bubbling out of the leaves there? That's the latex, the good stuff with all the nutrients, and it's actually what turns to tea. And I was enjoying a glass of tea as I prepared this, and I set it down. And just where I set it, it caught the light just right, and I was admiring the color. That's just the tea. That's no sweetener. That's nothing added. That's what the tea should look like after it has brewed and cooled for a day. I'll boil them for about an hour at least. And you can see the rich, dark color that has developed. I pour it through a strainer, just to catch any loose leaf particles. I'm not overly particular about it because there's not a lot of particles in it. When it's hot, the color is not well developed. It's usually a pale brown or pale pink. I always pour into a stainless container and never into plastic when it's hot. There are just too many compounds that are known to leach out of plastic when it comes in contact with heat. So I'll put a lid on this and I'll let it sit on the counter overnight to cool, and then I will put it in the refrigerator tomorrow. And this was today's batch of tea. It cooled overnight. and it developed into such a nice, rich color. And the taste is just sublime.